By incorporating all these tips that I taught you guys will be on your way to pain-free push-ups in no time. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'll be addressing a very common problem that a lot of beginners run into, and that is having wrist pain when they are doing push-ups. This is a very common problem for a lot of beginners, something I even experienced myself when I was first starting calisthenics. And it's something that you're gonna wanna address soon because there's a lot of other calisthenic skills like handstands that put your wrists in a very similar position, which may cause even more pain. There's gonna be three elements to this video. First, we're gonna talk about what you can do before doing the push-ups, what you can do during, and what you can do after you perform all the push-ups. So let's not waste no time and get started. All right, so before you start your push-ups, it's extremely important to warm up your wrist joints. So in order to do that, we're gonna do 3 exercises that will take you no longer than 3 to 4 minutes max. The first one is going to be called wrist circles, and all you simply do is just clamp your hands together and make a circular motion with both of your hands just like this. And you're just gonna go in a circle over and over, about 15 to 20 reps, 2 times. I like to go one direction the first set and then switch it up for the second set. And the second exercise I like to do is wrist flexion and extension. So all you're simply gonna do is just make a fist, go into wrist flexion and wrist extension, and repeat that over and over for about 15 to 20 reps. Again, 2 sets should suffice. This is such a simple routine that you can do this while you're walking to the gym. You can just walk while doing some wrist circles and some wrist flexion extensions, and by the time you're at the gym, you're ready to go. And the third one is going to be a dynamic wrist extension, wrist flexion stretch. Generally speaking, it's best not to static stretch and hold for long periods of times before you do your workout. Research has shown that dynamic is the way to go when it comes to before exercise activities. So you're just gonna go into a quick wrist flexion stretch, wrist extension, wrist flexion, wrist extension. You should feel the stretch for no more than like 1 second to 2 second max. And I do about 10 to 15 of these on both my arms before I move on to the push-ups. And there you have it. You are warmed up to do your push-ups. So what can you do during the exercises so that you can keep doing push-ups even though you have wrist pain? My recommendations is using push-up bars or even an elevated surface such as books or blocks. When we do push-ups, our wrists are in a very, very extended position like this. And for a lot of us, it may be very uncomfortable. But by using push-up bars, we go from doing push-ups like this to like this. Our wrists are in a more neutral position. So when we are in that neutral position with these push-up bars, it puts a lot less stress on our wrist joints. You can find cheap push-up bars on Amazon for like $9, or if you have dumbbells at home, you can use those as push-up bars as well. Now you can also use books instead of push-up bars. You just have to do it the right way. So when you use books, you want to place your hands at the edge of the books so that your fingers actually curl around the book. The reason you want to do this is because some of your forearm flexors, which is the front of your forearm, cross the wrist joint and go all the way to the tips of your fingers. So when we are doing regular push-ups, they are being stretched to the max right now. But by curling our fingers and grabbing onto a book, we shorten those flexor muscles just a little bit, which might reduce the strain on your wrists. So again, you want to place your hands at the edge of the books, just like this, so that our fingers are curled around, and then perform the push-up just like that. Now the third and final thing to do in order to take care of your wrists is the post-exercise treatment. And I mentioned earlier that we don't want to really do static stretches before the exercises, but now that we're done with the push-up portion, let's do some static stretching. So we want to make sure to stretch our wrist extensors by having our palms face down, making a fist, and then pulling on your wrist downwards like this, and you'll feel a nice deep stretch on the back of your forearms. And holding this for about 20 to 30 seconds for 2 to 3 sets. And once you're done with that, you want to do the opposite and stretch out your flexors as well. You're gonna start with your palms facing down, grab the fingers and pull back, and you will feel a deep stretch in your forearm flexors. Again, 20 to 30 seconds should do for about 2 to 3 sets. Now, it does not end at just stretching. If you have wrist pain pain doing push-ups, there's a good chance that you have instability at your wrists or overall wrist weakness. And stretching doesn't necessarily strengthen that issue. So of course, we have to strengthen our wrists. Now, in order to know that, just some basic quick anatomy, your forearm flexors are on the front of your forearms and your extensors are on the back of your forearms. Both of those muscles cross the wrist joint, contributing to your grip strength. So by strengthening those muscles, we are also strengthening the wrist joint. In order to do that, you want to grab a dumbbell. This is not a dumbbell, but pretend it is. You want to hang your wrists off at the edge of a table like this with your elbows planted on the surface. And with your palms facing up, you are going to do some wrist curls like this to target your forearm flexors. Make sure you hold down your forearms like this so you're not kind of doing like a bicep curl motion. You want movement purely at the wrist joint right now. Choose a light weight that can handle about 3 sets of 12 repetitions, and that should do the trick. Now next, you want to flip your wrists around so that your palms are now facing downwards, and you now want to do a wrist extension movement just like this. And this tends to be harder, so you might need a little bit of a lighter weight. I can already feel the burn right now. And this is targeting the back of your forearms. So these 2 exercises are absolutely important for some good grip strength and, more importantly, healthy wrists. All right, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Hope you guys found that helpful. Make sure you guys take care of your wrists early on in your fitness journey because they can really be a limiting factor as you progress. If you guys want some step-by-step guidance on how to start your fitness journey in a goal-oriented and simplified way, check out my Beginner's Training Plan ebook in the description below. It's a step-by-step workout book that'll help you achieve a set of beginner-friendly goals. Again, link is in the description below. Hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, leave me a thumbs up and subscribe, and make sure to follow me on Instagram at The Calisthenics Project for more calisthenics tips. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and see you guys in my next video. Peace.